So good day everyone, I am Adeline and I'm going to present my review of related literature for my concept paper. So the review of related literature gives evidence that supports the study. Several researchers have found that roasted jackfruit seeds develop aroma volatile similar to chocolate and coffee, which shows their sensory potential. In other study, beverages made with jackfruit seed flour were shown to have high sensory acceptability, suggesting consumers are open to such substitute. Additionally, research on roasting showed that roast levels significantly affects aroma and taste, which is important when preparing jackfruit seed coffee. Other studies on consumer perception highlight that bitterness, aroma, and mouthfeel are the key drivers of acceptance in coffee substitute. Finally, reviews on plant-based substitute confirm both the opportunities and the challenges of positioning a product like jackfruit seed coffee. Overall, the literature suggests that jackfruit seeds have promising sensory qualities, but no study yet directly compares them to commercial coffee in certain latte. This is the gap that my research addresses. Here are some related literature that I collect that is related to my concept paper. And for the next slide, which is the theoretical framework. So the theoretical framework of this study is based on the stimulus organism response model or SOR model. This theory explains how an external stimuli influence a person's internal taste, which then leads to a behavioral response. In this study, the stimulus is a type of coffee sample, like jackfruit seed coffee or commercial coffee. This stimuli provides sensory cues such as aroma and taste. The organism represents the consumer's internal processes, which includes how they perceive the aroma and taste, how they evaluate the product cognitively, and how they feel about it emotionally. Finally, the response is the consumer's preference, meaning their rating of the aroma and taste of the samples. By using this framework, the study assumes that differences in the coffee samples will influence sensory perceptions, which will ultimately determine aroma and taste preference. And for the last slide, which is the conceptual frameworks, shows how the variables in the study are related. The independent variables is the type of coffee, either jackfruit seeds coffee substitute or commercial coffee. The dependent variables are aroma preference and taste preference, which are the outcomes measured through sensory evaluation. Between them is the mediating variable, which is the sensory perception. This is how consumers process the aroma and taste of the sample, and it mediates the relationship between the type of coffee and their final preference ratings. These frameworks guide the research design by making clear what will be compared and how consumers' response and are expected to form.